It's a grouper from the coast of Florida. It's being served with a sauce of Altomare olives, speck, and a lobster broth. It's over basil mashed potatoes and a little bit of asparagus sauteed with some roasted tomatoes. So we have our beautiful fish right here. And if you can't find grouper, you can use any white firm fish such as snapper, maybe some halibut, even swordfish would work really well. So we're just going to season with salt. There's no pepper in this mix. We don't really want to serve black pepper or white. On medium-high heat. You don't want to really go too high. You really start burning the fish. And if your pan gets up too high, all you can do is just take it off for a few seconds. Let the oil come down just a few degrees in temperature. And then once it does that, to maintain it, you can just put it right back on. And a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Here at the restaurant, we use herb butter. It's made with some shallots, a little bit of garlic, and just some fresh herbs. You can use any herbs you want. In this mix, it has chives, basil, parsley, and a little bit of tarragon. I'm just going to put about a teaspoon in there. Gotta watch the waste. You don't want to get too fat. Waste so it doesn't burn. You got a beautiful crust. Golden brown, delicious right there. I'm going to keep cooking on the other side now. Now, like I said in the beginning, we're serving this with some basil mashed potatoes. So really what we have here is just some potatoes. We use Yukon Gold here at the restaurant. You can use any potato you care for. Some butter, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, and a little bit of cream. We're going to add to this our basil mixture, which is just fresh basil. In this case, we put some pine nuts in it. A little bit of olive oil and grated cheese. We're going to add this right in at the very end after you pass this through maybe like a chinois or a ricer at home to make it fine. But if you don't have any of those type of equipment, you can easily just mash it up with a fork or a spoon. Right now we're just going to add just a little bit more for the quick little taste. Just a little bit more pesto to it. Just a little bit. Now, I'm going to put this to the side with our vegetables. We're going to just finish making the sauce right here with this fish. So see, we have all this olive oil. We really don't want that. It's going to make our sauce really greasy. So what we're going to do is we're just going to dump it out. You can do this in a can at home, or a bowl that you have to decide. We're going to turn our flame down just a little bit. And we're going to start using some of our aromats, which is a little bit of garlic and shallot. You really just want just a little bit of garlic and a little bit of shallot. We're about 1/8 of a teaspoon here. This is what we're making right now is a pan sauce. That's what this is called in the fancy culinary world. Some Altomare olives. You can use any olive you want. Just watch the salt content in it because we are adding some speck, which is some smoked prosciutto. So it has that natural saltiness that you really want to bring out in any kind of food. But again, you have to really think about what you're adding to this so it doesn't reduce and just become salty. We're just going to extract the flavors out of there. We're going to add just a little bit of our butter. And the butter is adding flavor, yes, but it's also bringing the sauce together. We're going to use wine. We're using sherry wine. It's a fortified wine. You can use any wine. If you can't find sherry, white wine will work just as well. Just stay away from any kind of sweet wines or a red wine. It's just really not going to go with the ingredients we have. And now we have some lobster stock. You can find lobster stock in your Harris Teeters of the world, or maybe your Vina de Luca. We're here at the restaurant, we make it. It's just simple. You just go to the store, buy some lobster bodies from your fishmonger, boil it down with some caramelized onions, some tomato paste, some fresh herbs, and water. And that's just really how you make lobster stock. You blend it all together, and you just strain it through. So at this point, everything came together. You can see there's no grease in it. That butter just incorporated and make this sauce nice and thick. We drained off all that oil from the fish before, so everything is nice and clear inside the sauce. To finish the sauce, we're just going to add some fresh herbs to it. In here is just a little bit basil and chives. Okay, our sauce is done. We're going to taste it, see if we need to add anything to it. Make sure you get, the full taste. You want everything, the speck, the olives, and the sauce. That's delicious. Here are potatoes that are just warm, and our vegetables. At the very end, anytime you cook vegetables, always add in some type of herb. You're adding just great flavor, and keeping the dish nice and light. Right down the middle of the plate. Now if you're at home and you're doing this, you can just simply put this on a nice big platter for your family, the potatoes on the bottom, the vegetables right after that. You can just top everything with the fish. But since we're at the restaurant, we're going to kind of make it a little bit pretty. So there's some really great colors going on here. And the smell is just incredible right now. It's coming off of this. We'll take our fish. Nice and brown. Now grouper, you do not have to cook all the way through. We'll cook this right here at medium. Just retain some moisture in the fish. Get all that speck and Altomare olives. We're just going to garnish it with a little bit of micro arugula. And that is Aria's grouper with basil mashed potatoes.